Hey everybody, how you doing? Today we'll be talking about the movie Scream 7. If you saw my last review, it will be Psycho Killer. Right now I'm deciding if I'm going to put this together or put this in a separate review. I already reviewed the movie on Instagram, so you can check out the Instagram version of my review. But I'm doing the podcast version, which is going to be more extended, and also it will contain spoilers. I'm just going to talk throughout the movie. Again, if you have not seen this movie, do not listen to this review at all because I will spoil it. I may not spoil every single scene, but I'm definitely going to spoil the ending for you. So yeah, spoilers. Scream 7, a lot of controversy with this movie. People boycotting it, a lot of bad reviews for it. But there are also good reviews also, which is good because guess what? On a personal level, I feel like I did enjoy this movie, but the ending took me off, and I didn't feel like the end. I feel like the ending was weak, even though I liked the actress. Yeah, I did say spoilers by the way, so don't act like I didn't want to. But I did like the actress who's the killer in this movie because I like her style. But it's just the execution again, and the plot of it. It's like, what is this new? Anyway, it feels like this movie is going back to the basic. They kept it simple with this one. Back to, I guess, because due to the woman being fired and Jenna Ortega quitting, um, they have to do something, right? So I guess to rush it, let's go back to the basic, to the first movie, and this time what makes a difference that like 5 and 6, you're gonna pass the torch to the next cast, and then she's passing the torch to? Of course, her daughter, Tatum, who she named her daughter after her best friend from the first movie, played by Rose McGowan, who died, of course. And Cindy is older now, of course, just like you see in part 5. She's a family woman. Her husband's a police officer. Her daughter's kind of like a rebel, like rebellious. I know I'm saying the word wrong, but you know what I'm talking about. She's like outspoken against her mom. Like she wanted her little own freedom. And but I do like the chemistry with the actors and actresses. I do like them. I shouldn't say that in a horror movie because what they do. What happens to likable characters in movies, and I feel like the characters were likable in my opinion. I don't care what anybody says about Scream 7, how the characters were like bland and weak. I feel like they were likable. I like the chemistry with Cindy Prescott and her husband, who was a police officer of the town, and the chemistry with her daughter. Even though they had their on and off relationship, but still, it kind of builds up to like the Blumhouse Halloween, the first movie, because it's like the opposite. How Jamie Lee Curtis character trained her daughter to fight against Michael Myers and prepare for what's to come, and the daughter's getting tired of it. And this one is like the opposite. The mom doesn't want to tell her daughter her past life because she doesn't want her daughter to go through what she went through. So she's trying to keep her away from it, and that's why the daughter's so angry. Like, what's wrong with my mom? She knows her mom history, but not too much. Like why her mom was so hard on her. Anyway, Cindy owns this coffee shop. Um, Suddenly she gets a phone call, and it's Stu, right? Stu from the first movie. He has to survive, right? I will say spoilers later on. Don't worry about it. I want Stu. And you wonder, is this really Stu? Is this somebody else in a mask, or is it AI, right? And that's when the theme comes in. The AI theme is in this movie. Yeah, spoiler again. I did say spoilers at the beginning and twice now, but Stu is like telling her, "Yeah, I'm right behind your daughter's high school," and that's when everything clicked. That's when Cindy takes everything serious now. She goes in trying to save her daughter, but two of her daughter's friend died, but the daughter is okay. And then we get a police investigation like why is this killing happen? Who's the killer now? And then when they go back to the house, the killer's there again, and they have to battle the killer. And Gail comes in to save the day, and realize that guess what? This ain't over yet. They stopped the first Ghostface killer, who happens to be a guy that stopped by the coffee shop, but they realized it's not over yet. So then they end up separating. Cindy and Gil's go do an interview trying to bring Stu out in the open, while Cindy's daughter and her friends and the two reporters, the intern, the two twins you see in 5 and 6. Now, oh yeah, I got to mention the two twins. Now they're interns for Gail to be future reporters and future cameraman on their side. Mason Gooden, and his twin sister, are in this movie. So they're interns But they're all in the bar, you know, the daughter and her friends. And guess what? Ghostface Killer's coming after them. He gonna start killing their friends, and Cindy will have to go and try to save her daughter. And then we get to the moment of like a Halloween 8 moment where she's trying to guide her daughter, like, okay, I'm gonna help you throughout this, trying to survive against the Ghostface Killer before it's too late. And then later on, the daughter gets captured, and then the mom has to go to the original house and try and save her daughter. And then the big reveal pops up, and you find out. And this is when and spoiler again, spoiler. I did say I'm gonna talk about the ending. Spoiler is this: the two killers happen to be a guy that I don't know how she met the guy, man. Like this guy that knew who the first killer is in this movie, and the big reveal of the first killer who plotted this whole thing up was Anna Camp, who happens to be her next door neighbor. Yes, she is the main killer that plotted this whole thing up. And let me say about Anna Camp, I do like Anna Camp. I love her in Pitch Perfect. She was in a lot of movies. You will see her face, you'll recognize who she is. And I just like her appearance, but to see her as the killer was good, but it was like the execution of it was weird though, because she was just like a horror fan. That's all she was, like a horror fan that I enjoyed your book. Not her affair is her book that she enjoyed. She enjoyed her book about surviving against the Ghostface Killer and how the book helped her kill her abusive husband. And then she wanted to see Cindy in New York, I think, but she wasn't in New York. She disappeared, and she was disappointed in that. So she kind of like decided to check herself in a mental institution, and that's how she met the guy who happens to be the second killer with her, and then decided to plot this then of when she's like the trauma is her trying to tell Cindy trauma is like your life. You just want to be. She just want to make the next scream queen, and she wants to use her daughter as the new scream queen to move on. To like she gonna be the new Cindy Prescott now, and that's the plot. That's the reason why, and that's like stupid, man. It was like, damn. Out of all that, you kept everything simple. I'm like, that's fine. You kept everything simple, but then the executions are sucked at the end of it. And as for Stu, of course, he was AI from the second killer. You find out the second killer who was in a mental hospital with the woman, the neighbor, that he used to work for Google. He specialized in AI. That's why he was so good at it. But anyway, as for the father, he was captured. He was stabbed and bloodied up. And he didn't die though, which is good. I'm glad the father did not die because I like the chemistry between Cindy and her husband in this movie. So I'm glad he didn't die or nothing. But yeah. So pretty much he got to save her daughter. Stop the two killers and battle Anna Camp's character, who's the main killer. They start battling it out. She died, and of course the family gets together. And there's a lot of deaths in this movie. And let's talk about the kill scenes, which I did not talk about in the Instagram review. Um, yeah, the kill scenes, they were bloody and gory. They were gory kill scenes, but it's nothing like, in my opinion, nothing epic, nothing new. A lot of people say the bar kill scene was better when the boy was impaled on the beer pump kill scene, but it's nothing new. It was like I did see that in a few horror movies already in the past. So as a horror fan, you may not like think it's a big deal, but I don't know why people's making a big deal about that one scene. But there are a few good kill scenes, and it was a simple kill scenes that fit for this movie. But like again, it's the ending that was the massive weakness in it. Even though I like Anna Camp, I just kill her how she looked it, how creepy she became evil looking. It's just like the point of it sucked it of it sucked it, to be honest with you. Anyway, Scream 7, I liked it. The ending kind of threw me off, but I still enjoy the movie for what it is. Is it the best from the franchise? I wouldn't say no, but I will put this as my timeline. As for Scream, I like 1, 2, 3, and 4 the most. But Scream 7, I'm gonna count this as Scream 5, which I'll be telling a lot of people in my community in the horror world. This is my Scream 5. Scream 5 and 6, I'm gonna be honest with you. I did enjoy Scream 5 and 6, but I wasn't feeling it as a Scream movie though. It was okay. I understand why they did it because they want to have a new character, try to reboot the franchise to let these new characters carry the Scream movies. But look, Scream 7 ended here. Don't do another Scream movie. But I did joke around about, hey, maybe they should do Scream 8 when the daughter works for NASA, but you could pretend like Ghostface Killer's in space now, so you could use that as an excuse. while Ghostface going after the daughter now who's working for NASA, ready for a space launch, right? That could be like maybe a possible Scream 8, but I don't think they should do no more Screams. Just leave it as is now. Leave it as 7 movies. But you know how Hollywood is, they gotta do another Scream movie, just like they doing another Saw movie. Yeah. Anyway, that's my opinion of Scream 7. It's alright. If I rate it from 1 to 10, I'll give it a 7.5. It's an enjoyable watch until you get to that ending. Anyway, over and out and peace.